Hello, everyone. You're listening to Psychology Outside the Box. My name is Dr. Flower. I have a PhD in psychology, so I'm not a wannabe or a knockoff. I've been teaching college and university courses for 20 years. Psychology is a vast field that connects to many things in your life. If you have a curious mind, you're definitely in the right place. So sit back and enjoy the ride. Today's topic is about sleep and dreams. Do you ever wake up and immediately need a nap? Happens to me all the time. My day is all backwards. At night I can't go to sleep, and in the morning I can't wake up. When conscious, we are aware of the sights and sounds of the outside world, of our feelings and our thoughts. When unconscious, we are not aware of these things. But sleep is not unconsciousness. If someone whispers quietly while you sleep, you will not hear them or wake up. But if someone yells or a fire alarm goes off, your brain responds and you will immediately wake up. Or if someone throws water on you or kicks you when you sleep, you will certainly wake up. A mother may ignore an airplane flying overhead, but awaken at the slightest cry from her infant. But if you are unconscious, you will not respond to your baby, a fire alarm, water, or being kicked. Here's a quote I saw on the internet.
Sleep learning is a way to harness the power of your subconscious while you sleep, enabling you to learn foreign languages, pass exams, undertake professional studies, and implement self-growth by using techniques based on research conducted all over the world with great success.
Does this sound too good to be true? Not at all. It's the perfect solution for a busy guy like me. Click on Buy Now. Have it delivered by Saturday, just before that big exam. Problem solved. Life is good again. Learning while we sleep would be a truly wonderful thing, but it's just a dream. It's a fairy tale. Telling people what they want to hear is a successful business practice. For most of us, a pleasant lie is far more appealing than an uncomfortable truth. We can't learn new languages or undertake professional studies while we sleep. It doesn't work that way. There is no shortcut for developing new skills or abilities. Learning always takes time, effort, patience, and practice, and requires your full attention. It will not happen while you sleep. Although sleep learning definitely doesn't work, some animals have developed an ability that any student who's ever pulled an all-nighter would envy, the ability to let half their brain sleep while keeping the other half awake. Imagine what you could do with this superpower. This is called unihemispheric sleep. In other words, only one half of the brain sleeps while the other half remains awake and alert. But it seems that evolution did not consider it necessary for humans to develop this amazing ability. 1/3 of your life is spent sleeping. Hopefully, that is. The 7 to 9 hours we should spend catching Z's each night help the body heal itself, activate the immune system, and give your heart a break as it slows down. Those who boast about their ability to function on 3 hours of sleep are usually the ones who also think they can drive drunk. It just doesn't work. Does lying on the couch or in bed with your eyes closed count as sleep? Resting with your eyes closed can calm your mind and help your muscles to relax. Your blood pressure drops and your heart rate slows to some degree. Lying in bed may be nice, it may be relaxing, and it may be comfortable, but it's most definitely not sleep. Some people, about 5% or maybe more, sleep with eyes open. If you have this condition, you can usually close your eyes most of the way when you sleep, but not completely. This doesn't mean the eyes are wide open, though. In most cases, the lids will close most of the way, but not completely. Many people who sleep with their eyes open don't realize it. You don't actually see anything when you sleep with your eyes open because your brain has taken that function offline. The first bedside alarm clock entered the market in the 1870s. Some people fight with their alarm before they finally wake up. I regularly wake up several minutes before my alarm clock rings, no matter what time I set it for. In fact, you might be able to just tell yourself when you want to wake up, or else simply write what time you want to get up on a piece of paper and place it under your pillow. Is this spooky or some supernatural power? Is it some form of cruel torture that deprives you of those extra minutes of sleep? Not exactly. And no, it's not sleep learning either. To some degree, our bodies can sense time even while we're in a deep sleep. Waking up just before the alarm goes off is common and no indication that you have supernatural powers. Although you won't hear it tick, your body has its own biological clock, but it is not some mystical subconscious trick of the brain. The physical and mental changes caused by your internal clock are called circadian rhythms. Our body's natural daily rhythms are regulated by structures in the brain that help determine when you fall asleep and wake up. Circadian rhythms refers to this internal clock which gradually comes established during the first months of life. The word circadian means about a day. This controls the daily ups and downs of biological patterns, including body temperature, blood pressure, and the release of hormones. Circadian rhythms make people's desire for sleep strongest between midnight and dawn, and to a lesser extent in mid-afternoon. From sunset onwards, our bodies are designed to wind down and will increase the production of growth and repair hormones. This is a very important phase, especially for those that have been doing any kind of physical activity throughout the day. The suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN, is tiny, smaller than the head of a pin, and is located in the brain just above the optic nerve. It acts as a biological clock. The SCN responds to the amount of light, particularly sunlight, reaching the eye and then transferred via the optic nerve to the brain. The SCN then triggers the release of melatonin, which helps you fall asleep. In the morning, when it's light outside, the release of melatonin stops and you begin to wake up. Natural levels of melatonin in the blood are highest at night. Research indicates that melatonin supplements may help some people fall asleep faster or recover from jet lag. You can buy supplements without a prescription in many countries, but it's still best to consult your doctor first. Many people with total blindness have sleeping problems because their retinas are unable to detect light. These people have a kind of permanent jet lag and insomnia. Some people can't sleep because of insomnia, others have a brain with too many tabs open, and still others because of the internet. Or you may watch Netflix until your eyes can't stay open anymore. Bright screens can affect your circadian rhythm, or sleep-wake cycle. The natural light and dark cycle of the day helps your body know when it's time to be awake and alert, and when it's time to wind down and get some shut-eye. If your eyes are constantly glued to bright lights, think phones, TV screens, video games, and more, how is your body supposed to know it's time to rest? In short, it won't know. Putting phones and other bright screens away about 30 minutes before bedtime is a good habit to practice healthy sleep. Researchers discovered that there are two major categories of sleep: NREM, that's N-R-E-M, or non-rapid eye movement sleep, and REM, R-E-M, or rapid eye movement sleep. It is during REM periods that most of our vivid dreams occur. When awakened from REM sleep, about 80% of people report having a dream. Recent studies show, however, that the number of dreams during non-REM or deep sleep is higher than we expected it would be. It is called REM sleep because the sleeper's eyeballs move up and down and left to right. Rapid eye movement, or REM. A dream is like a virtual reality world created by the brain. We can see and hear things that aren't really there. But the dreams we have seem to be absolutely real, and so are the emotions that we feel. If you are being chased by zombies, you cannot simply tell yourself that it is just a harmless dream and those zombies cannot hurt you. Thanks for that opinion, but I think I better keep running just the same. Hey, why won't my legs move? NREM is deep sleep and there is no rapid eye movement. It is often called quiet sleep because heart rate and breathing are slow and regular. There is little body movement and blood pressure and brain activity are at their lowest points of the 24-hour period. Most of us envision sleep as a time of deep relaxation and calm. But REM sleep, sometimes called active sleep, is anything but calm. During the REM state, there is intense brain activity. Blood pressure rises, heart rate and respiration become faster and irregular, and temperature increases. REM sleep is thought to help consolidate memory and emotion, as at this point in sleep, blood flow rises sharply in several brain areas linked to processing memories and emotional experiences. In areas involving complex reasoning, blood flow decreases, so you will not solve complex problems while you sleep. Think you don't dream? Think again. Humans usually have between 4 to 6 dreams a night. Whether or not you remember them when you wake up, all of us have dreams during a regular night's sleep. Young adults have 30 to 40 REM dreams per week. We do not remember dreaming nearly this often when we are awake because we forget dreams quickly unless we awaken during or soon after the dream. But we spend about 2 hours each night dreaming. So just dream on. Dream until your dreams come true. That advice comes from the Aerosmith song, Dream On. There are 4 stages of sleep, with stage 1 being the lightest sleep and stage 4 being the deepest. We pass gradually rather than abruptly from one stage to the next. Each stage can be identified by its brainwaves, fast or slow. Brainwaves can be measured while you sleep using an EEG or electroencephalograph. Our brains are on a bit of a roller coaster through these different stages of sleep. The depth of sleep alternates many times during the night. Young adults show an average of 34 shifts in the depth of sleep during the first 6 hours. Sleep, then, is not a single continuous state. It is almost constantly changing with different brainwaves. Sleep follows a fairly predictable pattern each night. During deepest sleep, brainwaves are almost pure delta, which are large and slow. In the deepest sleep, people are hardest to awaken. In contrast, brainwaves during REM sleep are very similar to that when you are awake, very fast. During your first sleep cycle, you move gradually to deep sleep or stage 4 for about 40 minutes. Then brain activity increases as you climb back through stage 3 and stage 2 sleep, then enter the first REM period of the night, which lasts 10 or 15 minutes. At the end of this REM period, the first sleep cycle is complete, and the second sleep cycle begins. After the first 2 sleep cycles of about 90 minutes each, the sleep pattern changes and people usually get very little stage 4 deep sleep. With each sleep cycle, the dream times get longer. By the end of the night, REM periods may be 30 to 40 minutes in length. Over the night as a whole, REM sleep accounts for about 20 to 25% of our sleep time. REM sleep is sometimes called paradoxical because the brain is very active, but the body is very still. This stillness is called REM atonia. That's atonia. During this state, the large muscles of the body, arms, legs, trunk, become paralyzed. Although some smaller muscles in your fingers and face still twitch, the large skeletal muscles become relaxed or paralyzed. Muscles you need to live, of course, like the muscles that allow you to breathe and your heart to beat, function normally. Temporary paralysis of most of the body's muscles while the brain is active and dreaming allows us to dream quietly and safely throughout the night. The paralysis of REM sleep protects against the acting out of your dreams. For individuals who may have REM sleep behavior disorder, paralysis does not occur during the REM stage. You might have a vivid dream about being chased or attacked and then act out your dream in real life. This could produce sleep talking or even loud shouting, punching, kicking, grabbing or hitting a bed partner. You could certainly hurt or scare someone, but you are not aware of your actions and you won't remember later what you did. You could also fall or jump out of bed and injure yourself. When a person is having an episode, you can typically wake them up easily. This is not a common disorder, but if it does happen, it is serious and it requires treatment. The process of waking up might seem quite simple, but is actually a complex process involving many physiological changes, including reversal of paralysis. Sometimes paralysis doesn't wear off fast enough as we wake up. We may be partly conscious, but also paralyzed. The person in this state feels awake, but he cannot move or speak. Understandably, this may cause anxiety and even panic, but there is no physical harm. This episode is often terminated by a sound or a touch to the body. I personally have had these episodes on 6 or 8 occasions. I am so distressed during these periods that I yell for help or else try to throw myself out of bed. And several times I actually fell out of bed onto the floor. Eventually, I became concerned that I might break an arm or another bone, and so now I sleep on a bed that is only about 18 inches above the floor. The older we get, the less we sleep. As people age, they usually experience a decrease in quantity and quality of sleep. Older people have more difficulty falling asleep, and they typically have lighter sleep and more and longer awakenings than younger people. Most human infants need about 16 to 18 hours of sleep a day. Sleep is what newborns do more than anything else. Their sleep patterns are governed by when they get hungry, not by day or night, so parents are often sleep deprived in the early weeks. As they grow older, the sleep-wake cycles gradually begin to correspond to typical day-night cycles. In adults, REM sleep indicates dreaming, but probably not in infants. Infants spend an especially high proportion of time in REM sleep, about 50%, which is much more than adults. During this phase, brain waves register fast activity. The heart beats more rapidly and breathing is also faster. REM sleep becomes less as infants grow. Why is REM sleep so important, and why do babies do so much of it? During REM, blood flow to the brain doubles. The body produces certain proteins which are the building blocks for brain growth. The brain may use REM to process information acquired while awake, storing what is useful and discarding what is not. Shift work and rotating schedules can cause disruptions in normal bodily rhythms. Your biological clock may be trying to get you to sleep, even though you may be preparing to go to work. Studies indicate that shift workers average 2 to 4 hours less sleep per night than non-shift workers of the same age, and also report more gastrointestinal and cardiovascular problems. They also use more prescription drugs, have more emotional exhaustion and mood problems, and have higher divorce rates than non-shift workers. What about performance on the job? Alertness and performance deteriorate if people work during subjective night, when their biological clock is telling them to go to sleep. Energy and efficiency reach their lowest point. Reaction time is slowest. Productivity is diminished, and in the long run, job stress increases. Many air, rail, marine, and highway accidents have occurred when shift workers suffered sleep loss and fatigue because of the disruption of their sleep cycles. Driving when you are sleepy, tired, or drowsy can be just as dangerous as driving when drunk. Sleep is just as important as eating and breathing, yet we struggle to make time for it, given our overpacked schedules. We're constantly under pressure to fit more work in, and with the online world at our fingertips 24/7, it's becoming harder to get a quality 7 to 9 hour block of sleep each night. But sleep deprivation can have a disastrous effect on our health. You might have heard of insomnia before, but then there is also parasomnia, which refers to a whole group of disorders that involve abnormal movements, emotions, dreams, and perceptions during sleep. I will be discussing a variety of sleep disorders during a future podcast. All good things must come to an end, including this podcast. But in the words of the Terminator, I'll be back. And I hope you will too. Okay, folks, it's all over for today. We're finished. We reached the end. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I will miss you so very much.